Hello, John Neal here. Hey, the sun's shining. It's that time of year again. I'm going to pick blackberries.
Wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine. Wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine. Wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine. Wanna move my feet, wanna drink my wine.
Yes, it's Friday the 18th of August and I'm going to pick some blackberries. A couple of things I need to do. First, I've got one of my nicest shirts on because it's a nice day, but I will need to put my coat on. So, no, because it's a bit thorny down there, and one hand to pick the blackberries and the other hand covered up with a nice gardening glove to deal with the blackberries. I'll do this up as well, and I'm going to take some secateurs down also, so that I can manage some of the extra branches that are sticking out, and then finally something to put them in. Let's go. Well, it's right down here, come on. Well, here they are, tucked away against the fence. The thing about blackberries is like this, they don't take up a lot of space. If you've got a fence, but the actually ground area, there's not much taken up at all. Excellent. Now then, before I start, this one has got no fruit on it. This is next year's fruiting one, but I don't want it sticking out here. There's one there, there's one there, there's one across there. So this one is a little bit in my way, so I'm going to take this one off. And this is this is what I got me tougher jacket on, because it's a bit of a nuisance. Yeah, there's another one here. I think this one's in the way as well. So let me go back here and take that one off. Down there. Right, all I've got to do now is take each of these. I can hold them by a leaf actually, but they are very prickly. Hold them up, and then look at those babies. Oh, I did come and have a look at these earlier, and they were not quite ripe. They were big, but they were a bit hard. So these, you're gonna have to see me eat again, I'm afraid. Sorry about it. They're spot on. I'm glad I left them a day, because they're looking absolutely wonderful. And you'll notice, well, I can't see that the birds have been particularly interested. I've got squirrels here too. You can tell they're soft and they pull off easily. I've got them just at the right time. So this is really good. And having done this, I can see there are plenty more fruits on here, so I'm going to leave that one and it will come on. We'll have some more later on, next week or whenever. Oh, come on, look at them. Absolutely superb. Champion. Oh, that was really quite soft. They are the best. Oh, it always grieves me when I drop one. You will get sometimes a little stalk on there, so very carefully sort that one out. Right, while I'm doing this, I'm going to tell you a few things why this is a good idea. First of all, they're free. That's always a good one. You just need to get the blackberries going, and they, in this country, in Middle England, they grow like weeds in all the hedges. In fact, there's a lot of blackberries in the hedges to be got. However, if you cultivate them yourself, first of all, you've got them all for yourself, and nobody else is going to come and take them. And you can come and get them just by walking down the garden at the right time, which is convenient. Therefore, the food miles involved are minimal. Oh gosh, look at all this all tangled together. Where's my secateurs? Oh, yeah. Right. Let's pull these apart a bit. Here we go. Yeah, the food miles, negligible. And you can select the best plants, because if you've got a plant that produces rather poor blackberries, and I think if they're not pruned properly, that would help, and I'll tell you about that in a second. So these are lovely big blackberries, they're fine, so I'm happy with these branches coming off here. If the plant wasn't doing particularly well, I can always take it out and let the others that are doing well grow up nice and big. Yeah, pruning. Well, I say pruning, just pick off the bits you don't want that are in the way. Otherwise it just works on its own. What happens is to the plant, as I said earlier, you've got some big plants, branches coming across, which are next year's fruits. They're going to be on there. So you need to keep those, of course. And what I'll do when all this fruit is gone in a couple of months' time, I'll cut off all these old fruiting branches and leave the other ones. You pull them out, use the secateurs, big pair of gloves, pull them out quite easily, and then just leave them over winter. I've noticed, I don't know if you can see here, when I've tied it with a wire, they've bent and broken. That's happened a couple of times, so I'm taking note of that. I may need to be a little bit more careful. The wires tends to cut into them. Oh, there's so many here. The other advantage of these fruits, the old blackberry, is that they come apart. That's it. They freeze extremely well. You don't need to do anything much to them. Just clean them, spread them out on a tray, pop them in the freezer for a couple of hours, and you don't have to prepare them, you don't have to cut them up, and then you've got a bag of blackberries ready to cook with, or let them thaw out and use them as not a puree as such, but they hold the shape pretty well, and you can use them all year round. And finally, I have to say, and I'm fairly sure is the case, they're packed with vitamin C and no doubt other great antioxidants. I'll use a nice word like antioxidant because you'll be impressed. If I could say an acid, I think you'd even be more impressed. Everything has to have an acid in it, and then we think it's good. But these are just wonderful. No, the final thing is this. It's just good for the soul to do this. For all the reasons I've gone through, these are great reasons to have some fruit in your garden and be able to harvest it. Harvest. I remember when I was at school, in infant school, we had harvest festival. When the year started, which would be in September time, I remember it well, and it used to chime with the seasons very well. So by picking them here and now in season and yet having them available all year, it's good. So, well, I don't want to bore you just watching me pick blackberries. So yeah, you wait till I've finished filling this bowl, you'll see them then. Oh yes, absolutely superb. What do you think? Look at that. I'll weigh them in a minute, and I'll just be interested to see how much they would cost in the shop. Kilo, maybe? Let's see. Absolutely love it. For all those reasons. Brilliant. Well, I've given them a wash and weighed them, and they're about 800 grams there, nearly £2 to anybody who doesn't understand that. And I've just looked up the price of Tesco's, and they are £3 for a kilo.
250 grams.
£3 in money. So roughly about 10 quid's worth there. 10 quid just for leaving them in the garden and letting them grow. Absolutely wonderful. That's another reason to have blackberries. Yeah, I love that sort of, that's the gardening I like. Right, okay, hey, thanks for watching, and you'll see me next time, and yeah, subscribe. I'm getting over north of 800 subscribers already. Wonderful. Okay, might go for a bike ride actually. Yeah. Cheers.